Okay, so I need to tell you about the absolute chaos that was last Saturday. And I'm talking next level, my life is a sitcom kind of chaos. Buckle up, because this is wild. So my cousin Jessica was getting married, right? She sent me this gorgeous invitation like 3 months ago, and I did what any responsible 24-year-old does. I took a picture of it, posted it on my Instagram story with a "can't wait" caption, and then promptly forgot every single detail about it. Fast forward to Saturday morning. I'm still in bed, scrolling through TikTok in my pajamas when my mom FaceTimes me. Her face pops up on my screen and she's already screaming, "The wedding is in 3 hours. Why aren't you ready?" I literally threw my phone across the room. The wedding was today. I jumped out of bed like my apartment was on fire and started tearing through my closet. The only fancy dress I own is this emerald green number I bought for a holiday party, which, in hindsight, makes me look like I'm attending a Christmas wedding in July. But there's no time. I do my makeup in the Uber, which means I arrive looking like I let a toddler loose with my eyeshadow palette. My mom had texted me, Grand Plaza Hotel, 2 p.m. ballroom, don't be late in all caps, which is her version of warm communication. So I'm sprinting through the hotel lobby in heels I haven't broken in, and I burst through these massive double doors at 2:05. The first thing I notice is this wedding is fancy. Like there are ice swans and a champagne wall. I'm thinking, dang, Jessica, you really upgraded from your college beer pong days. There's this huge floral arch with a banner that says "Celebrating Sophie and James." And I'm like, oh, cute, she's going by her middle name now. Very sophisticated. Before I can even catch my breath, this woman in a rose gold dress rushes over and grabs both my hands. "Oh my God, you made it. We were about to panic. Sophie's been asking for you." I'm standing there confused because I definitely don't know this woman. But weddings are huge, right? Probably some distant aunt or family friend. So I just smile and say, "Yes, so excited. Go Sophie, I mean Jessica, I mean Sophie." She gives me a weird look but doesn't question it. "Come on, we need to get you upstairs right now. The photographer's been waiting and Sophie's having a minor meltdown about her veil." Upstairs, photographer. I'm thinking maybe they want family photos before the ceremony. So I follow her up to this gorgeous bridal suite, and suddenly I'm surrounded by 6 girls in matching blush pink dresses, all holding champagne glasses. And then I see the bride. This is not Jessica. This is a completely different human being that I have never seen in my entire life. She's beautiful, like Pinterest wedding board beautiful, but she is definitely, absolutely 100% not my cousin Jessica. She's got blonde hair, Jessica's a brunette, blue eyes, Jessica's are brown, and she's about 5 inches taller. But before my brain can process this catastrophic error, she looks at me and bursts into tears. "You came, I thought you weren't going to make it." She runs over and hugs me so tight I can't breathe. "I'm so sorry about that fight we had. I'm so glad you decided to come. This means everything to me." "A fight? What fight? I don't know this woman." But she's crying and hugging me, and all the bridesmaids are looking at us with these emotional smiles, and I'm frozen like a deer in headlights. My mouth is open, but no words are coming out. One of the bridesmaids hands me a champagne glass. "Here, maid of honor, you look like you need this." Maid of honor. Oh no, oh no, 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 no. I am at the wrong wedding, and somehow I've been mistaken for someone's maid of honor. This is bad. This is really bad. But here's where my anxiety brain does something absolutely idiotic. Instead of immediately saying, "I'm so sorry, there's been a huge mistake, I'm at the wrong wedding," I think, well, she's crying and emotional. It would be so awkward and ruin her day if I tell her now. I'll just stay for a few minutes and then quietly slip out. Worst decision ever. Because those few minutes turn into the photographer posing us for what feels like 800 photos. Bride and maid of honor, show me that sisterhood. Now silly faces, now emotional, now jumping. I'm doing poses with a complete stranger, while my actual cousin's wedding is probably starting in a different ballroom. The bride keeps saying things like, Remember when we did that road trip to Nashville? And I can't believe we've been friends since high school. And I'm just nodding and fake laughing like a maniac. Then one of the bridesmaids pulls me aside. Hey, did you bring the speech? Sophie's been worried you didn't have time to prepare one after everything that happened. Speech. Oh, the speech, yes, of course, so prepared. I'm lying through my teeth. Super ready, gonna crush that speech. She looks relieved. Good, because you're up right after dinner. She really wants you to talk about how you two met and became best friends. I excuse myself to go to the bathroom, and I'm fully planning to just climb out the window and flee the state. But then I catch my reflection in the mirror. I'm wearing this Christmas green dress while everyone else is in blush pink. How did nobody notice I'm not matching? I pull out my phone to text my mom that I'm at the wrong wedding, but there's no signal in this fancy bathroom. Of course there isn't. When I come back out, everyone's lining up for the ceremony. The bride grabs my hand. Stay close to me, I'm so nervous. And that's how I end up walking down the aisle as the maid of honor at a complete stranger's wedding. I'm standing at the altar, in front of like 300 people, holding a bouquet that doesn't match my dress at all, watching two people I've never met get married. The groom keeps glancing at me with this confused expression, like he's trying to figure out where he knows me from. Spoiler alert, he doesn't. During the vows, the bride starts crying, and she hands me her bouquet so she can wipe her tears. I'm now in charge of 2 bouquets. I look like a flower vendor. The officiant says, if anyone objects to this union, and I seriously consider raising my hand and confessing everything, but the moment passes and they're pronounced husband and wife. Everyone claps. They kiss. We walk back down the aisle. I'm still holding both bouquets like some kind of botanical bodyguard. At the reception, I'm seated at the head table, right next to the bride. The place card literally says Maid of Honor Rebecca. So apparently I'm Rebecca now. Cool, this is fine. Dinner is served, and I'm trying to figure out my escape plan when the DJ announces, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear from the Maid of Honor. The entire room erupts in applause. The bride is looking at me with so much love and expectation. The groom is smiling. 300 strangers are waiting for me to give a speech about my best friend, who I literally met 2 hours ago. I stand up. My legs are shaking. I grab the microphone. Wow, what a beautiful day. I'm stalling, hard. Sophie and James, where do I even begin? Literally, where do I begin? I remember the first time I met Sophie. I have no idea where this is going. And I thought, wow, this girl is special. She's kind, she's funny, she's tall, very tall, great height. Someone in the audience laughs nervously. I'm bombing. And then there was that time. I pause dramatically, hoping my brain will conjure up something believable. That time when Sophie did that thing with the llama. Why did I say llama? There was no llama. The bride looks confused. The groom looks concerned. A child in the audience yells, "What llama?" I'm spiraling. Okay, forget the llama. The point is, love is beautiful. Marriage is like a garden. Sometimes there are flowers, sometimes there are weeds, but you just keep watering it and hope nothing dies. That was dark. That was really dark. What I mean is, I'm sweating through my Christmas dress now. Sophie, you deserve all the happiness. James, you seem great. I don't really know you, but you seem very nice. Everyone, let's just celebrate love. Love is good. Being single is hard. Not that I'm bitter. I'm so happy for them. I'm having a full breakdown at a stranger's wedding. I raise my glass way too aggressively, and champagne sloshes out onto the tablecloth. To Sophie and James. Everyone raises their glasses, mostly out of pity and second-hand embarrassment. I sit down and seriously consider just living under the table for the rest of the reception. The bride leans over and whispers, "That was different. Are you feeling okay? You've been acting strange all day." "Just so emotional," I squeak. "Weddings, you know, they make me crazy, haha." I decide I absolutely must leave now. I'm going to fake a phone call, pretend there's an emergency, and run. But right as I'm about to execute this plan, the DJ announces it's time for the maid of honor to join the bride for their special dance. Their what? Apparently, Sophie and her maid of honor have a tradition of dancing to Dancing Queen at major life events. And now, everyone's pushing me toward the dance floor. I don't know the moves. I've never done this before. But I'm committed to this disaster now, so I just start flailing around like one of those inflatable tube men outside car dealerships. The bride is doing very specific choreographed moves, and I'm just improvising badly. People are filming this. This is going to end up on TikTok. My life is over. After the dance, I run to the bathroom. I'm going to climb out the window, consequences be damned. But when I get there, there's another girl standing at the sink, crying while looking at her phone. "Are you okay?" I ask, because apparently I'm still being polite even in crisis mode. She looks up at me with mascara running down her face. "I'm Rebecca. I'm supposed to be the maid of honor at my best friend's wedding, but my flight got delayed and I just landed 20 minutes ago. I missed everything. Sophie's going to hate me forever." Oh. I'm standing in front of the real Rebecca. The Rebecca whose place I've been filling for the past 3 hours. I start slowly. About that. I explain the entire situation. The wrong ballroom, the mistaken identity, the terrible speech, the llama comment, all of it. By the end, we're both laughing so hard we're crying. "You gave a speech about a llama," she's wheezing. I panicked. I don't know why I said llama. Rebecca wipes her eyes. "Okay, we need to go out there together and tell Sophie. This is insane, but it's also the funniest thing I've ever heard." We walk back into the reception together, and I'm finally ready to confess everything. But before we can reach Sophie, I hear someone calling my name. My actual name. I turn around, and there's my mom, standing in the doorway of the ballroom with her hands on her hips. "There you are. You're in the wrong ballroom. Jessica's wedding is in the East Ballroom. Everyone's been looking for you." The entire head table turns to look at me. The bride's face goes from confusion to shock to understanding. The groom drops his fork. "You're not Rebecca," Sophie says slowly. "I am so sorry," I blurt out. "I got the ballrooms mixed up, and then everyone thought I was Rebecca, and I panicked, and I didn't know how to tell you, and then there was the speech, and I mentioned a llama for some reason." The real Rebecca steps forward. "Sophie, I'm here. My flight was delayed, but I made it." Sophie looks between us, processing the absolute chaos of the situation. Then she starts laughing. Not polite laughing, full-on, bent-over, can't-breathe laughing. "You've been here the whole time. You gave my maid of honor speech. The llama speech." Soon the whole table is laughing. Even the groom is cracking up. Other guests are coming over to see what's happening, and when they hear the story, they're losing it too. Sophie gives me a huge hug. "This is literally the most memorable wedding ever. Thank you for staying even though you had no idea who I was." "I'm really sorry about the speech," I say, mortified. "Are you kidding? The llama thing is going to be a legendary family story forever." My mom drags me to the East Ballroom, where Jessica's reception is already in full swing. When I walk in, looking like a disheveled Christmas tree, my entire family starts clapping sarcastically. Jessica walks over, laughing. "Mom told me what happened. You crashed someone else's wedding as their maid of honor. That's iconic." "I'm so sorry I missed your ceremony." "Are you kidding? This story is the best wedding gift ever. Also, you have to tell it at the next family gathering, in detail." The next week, I get a message on Instagram from Sophie. It's a video of my Dancing Queen performance with the caption, "When the maid of honor is an imposter but commits to the bit. Legend." The video has 47,000 views. I also get a DM from the real Rebecca. "Thanks for keeping my spot warm. Let's get coffee sometime. We're bonded by chaos now." And that, my friends, is why I now check every invitation 3 times, why I color code my calendar, why I have trust issues with hotel ballrooms, and why I'm forever known in 2 different families as the llama speech girl. The end. P.S. Sophie and James sent me a wedding favor box anyway. It included a small stuffed llama with a note. For our honorary maid of honor, never change.